Today we're going to show you a couple different methods to restore your plastic headlights. So your headlights started getting old and foggy, and worst case yellow like this, you got a couple different options. First option, and obviously the easiest option, is simply to replace them. Get a new set. We have a ton of different ones available here at CJ's. Get any kind of look you want, from regular to ultra clear to smoked. But if you want to restore your original ones, bring them back to original or as best you can. You know, with Fox Body factory headlights, an NOS set just sold for almost $3,000. So if you want to keep those original lights and see if they're salvageable, make them look good, there's a couple different ways you can do it. Now, first thing I'm going to say is the headlight on this particular car is pretty much shot. This is a headlight I wouldn't normally try to restore. This one is extremely yellow and extremely foggy, but we have a couple different methods and we're going to try it and we'll see how it looks. So when it comes to restoring your plastic headlights, we have two different ways to do it here at CJ's. We have the tried and true 3M kit, which is basically going to be sand and polish them back to new. The other one is this one from KBS Coatings. This is actually a chemical way of doing it, where it almost strips the headlight and then polishes it up. Now this I've done many times. This I've actually never tried before. We're going to try both on this headlight, see how they work. So this is an original Ford light. I don't know if it's original to this car. This car is a 90. It very well may be. But what you want to do for starters is make sure it's not completely delaminated, because the light's delaminated, none of this is going to help. So you want to run your hand on it and just make sure it's not flaky. If this is in a lot of pieces and flakes are coming up and it's really, really rough, then none of this is going to make a difference. But ours is still fairly smooth, which means hopefully it's just yellowing on the actual lens and it should be fixable. First thing we're going to do though is give it a quick clean. And then we're going to put some tape on it so we can try sanding on one side and the coating on the other, see how it works. Another quick thing I'm going to mention here, if you are doing the sanding or even the chemical version, if you care about your paint and the seals, you want to cover that stuff up. In the case of this, obviously the paint job on this car is shot, as is the headlight. So we're doing this more for science to see how it works. So we're not worried about this stuff. But again, if you are, make sure it's all covered and just the headlights exposed. So 3M kit's designed to use a drill. So basically it comes with this pad that mounts to your drill. And then you've got basically 500 grit sandpaper, 800 grit, 3000, and a polishing pad. And you work through the different levels. So you start with the 500, get that a little smoother, and then you work your way down, and finally you buff it, and that's how you finish it. So again, we're going to start with the roughest paper. It'll be the 500. We'll do the section right here. What you want to do is just basically move it slowly and evenly across the light. Don't hold it one spot too long. Keep in mind, it's very possible. You might have to go through this a couple different times to get the desired result. And then move down to the 800. We're going to clean it off and look for see if we have any coarse scratches left. Yep, only fine scratches it looks like. We move on to the next step. The next step is the 3000. This will need to be wet to work properly. Put it on. Go on there, don't worry about a little water in here too. Then the same process. Again, clean it off. Not gonna lie, this actually looks way better than I thought it would. Definitely not perfect, but nice improvement. Now it's time to polish it out. So grab the orange pad, seat that, The included polishing compound. You don't need a lot of this. About the size of a dime, that should be a good amount for us. Now what you're gonna do is actually smear this on the lens before you turn the drill on. If not, it's gonna splatter everywhere. So kind of just walk it around a little and then turn it on. Yeah, wow, I'm not gonna say it looks new, but comparing to where we started with, looks way better. Now, let's try the chemical way. Now, the KBS is a two-part cleaner. Basically, it's gonna clean with this and then shine with the other part. So what you wanna do is get some water, and when you use 10 parts hot water to 1 part cleaner. Now, using the provided gloves, I'm gonna take the cleaner over here, dip the Scotch-Brite, and clean the surface. And again, you'd wanna protect your paint if you care about it. Obviously this car, we're not really worried about the paint as the whole front bumper has to be replaced anyway. But if you have nice paint, make sure you cover it. I grab a towel and clean off the surface. Now grab the diamond finish, open it up, grab the supplied popsicle stick here, and stir it. It says do not shake it, just stir it. Now grab one of the supplied brushes, a decent amount on here. Basically just go side to side, top to bottom. Get a nice even, fairly liberal coat. Just make sure there's no excess drippings and let it dry. All right, so here we have our 3M, our tried and true on this side and the new chemical way on this side. Now KBS says let this set up for about an hour or two before it'll be dry to the touch. We're gonna let this sit for a while and we're gonna come back, we'll pull the tape off, we'll see how it looks. So here about 90 minutes roughly later, and look at the difference. I mean, they're both pretty freaking clear. This, if you look closely, you can almost see the coating, but it also adds a little bit of gloss to the light that makes it a little glossier than this side. So both sides actually worked really, really well. Let's pull the tape off and get a comparison. So I'm not sure how well the camera picks it up because it's plastic, but I mean, it's a huge difference. Remember, this headlight pretty much looked like that when we started. So the chemical way or the polish way, both does a great job. Now the polish way, this is nice and smooth now like the original plastic. This almost feels like it has a coating. So I'm wondering if that might even work better to protect the light in the future. It's kind of tough to say. But as far as the two ways go, I mean, they both get the job done. If you're going for the 3M way of polishing, again, be careful with the paint. This is a little more involved, a few more steps, but you get great results. The new way with the chemicals, again, I have never done that before, and that light looks great as well. Now here, I'd be very careful to make sure you don't get that on the paint. They're telling you to wear gloves to use it, so I'm assuming if you need gloves for your hands, you could also probably damage your paint. So again, if you're doing this, and again, that's for either way, protect the paint, but be extra careful with the chemicals over paint. So no matter which way you go, the chemical way, you take a little bit of time to do. I would say a pair of headlights, the chemical way might take you 20, 30 minutes. Buffing them out might take 40, 45 minutes. So a little more time there, but either way, you'll be back on the road in no time.